Welcome to virtual Sin City tonight, here to the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tonight we have race number 15 of the NAOR Cup Series Season 6, and we hit Vegas for the second time this season for a little slightly longer race, so 124 laps tonight here at the mile-and-a-half Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's the third to last race, at the end of the regular season. These drivers getting ready to try and make their final playoff push to see if they can win the Season 6 championship. But before we get to tonight's race, first up, we have DI9 Designs pole qualifying here from Las Vegas. It's qualifying out on the all these drivers getting out of the racetrack to qualify. Get a few drivers out of the racetrack. As you see that 88 machine right there of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Down the back straightaway, entering turn number 3. Moreno. We're trying to run the middle of the racetrack. Now these drivers only have one lap. Keep that in mind. It's a change from last season. I know a little bit. He got loose off of 4, so Ethan Fonseca Moreno not having a good lap there.
Yeah, didn't like his lap. I'm guessing he's gonna reset here, maybe.
He's gonna have a little bit of fun, do a little burnout, pre-race burnout. But Cole Steiner, he's coming to the line off of turn number 4. He completes his lap 29.716. He'll go P2. Gabriel Dahari goes to the top of the board at 29.684.
Top coming off the pit lane there.
Josh Arnold goes to the top of the board now at a 29.663.
Amir Bascom there.
Bascom down the back straight away. He ran at 29.717. Not the great fastest in practice. Just around that mid pack in practice on lap time there. But we'll see what he can do in qualifying. He can pick up the time 29.980. He'll go to P7 for now. Dylan Chappell was the fastest in practice. He's going to complete his lap here through the middle of 3 and 4 up the racetrack. He's going to get up to right to that outside wall, going to extend it as much as possible. Josh Adams to the top of the board. Can Dylan Chappell beat it? Yes, he will. 29.629, top of the board for Dylan Chappell. We'll see if anyone can beat that lap time. Jonathan Parker already qualified. He would be one that we always watch out for here. Season 5, the Season 5 champion.
Parker in 5th right now currently.
So other drivers setting their lap time right now. Ethan Fonseca Moreno just running laps. He already completed his lap, which was invalidated. Zachary Meredith coming out on the racetrack.
Jose Ruiz as well. So they should be able to get in their laps here.
We have enough laps for these drivers. Zachary Meredith, we'll see what he can do. Jose Ruiz is just in front of him. But Jose Ruiz will start his lap with Zachary Meredith. Zachary Meredith used the apron there, but Jose Ruiz, see what he does on his lap. Ruiz in practice with a 29.703 and Meredith with a 29.708, so we'll expect to see these guys pretty similar lap times here. We'll see if any of them can jump up to the pole. Track seems a little bit slower than what it, about a tenth to 2/10 slower than what it was in practice. So the track is got a little bit slower. So we'll see if they can pick up some pace here. Zachary Meredith going to come to the line on the apron with Jose Ruiz as well here. Jose Ruiz runs a 29.788. He'll go to P13, and Zachary Meredith goes to 4th with a 29.664. It's a really good lap for Zachary Meredith, and that will be the end of qualifying. Actually, Steven Maggio just crossing the line now. Does it have enough? Steven Maggio, 29.970. That will be it. Renault still running out there and setting some practice laps, so no other driver out on the racetrack. Complete a lap in time, so that means Dylan Chappell will be our DI9 Designs Pole Award winner for tonight here at Las Vegas. It's the second race here at Las Vegas this season. See if Dylan Chappell can pick up the win tonight from the pole. as we'll kind of go back in time a little bit. So we're gonna have a sunset race here to the end of this race. But Las Vegas back on the third race of the season. We saw Steve Maggio take the win. So we'll see if Steve Maggio, if he has anything, he'll have to work from the back tonight. But we'll see. We'll see if he can back up his Las Vegas win. Hey, he does have 10 extra laps this time. He's got to use. So they're about 10 extra laps than what we had back in May when we started this season. So Jalen Chappell will be our DI9 Designs Pole Award winner. And these drivers are getting up and getting ready to roll off here from Las Vegas. We could see some gambling tonight as well with fuel strategy and some just strategy in general. Fuel looking around 48 to 52 laps. So we're going to see a 2-stop race if we go green.
Yeah, there's a big if there, and also you have some stages in between as well. When those drivers are close to the cutoff line, might use those stages, maybe stay out, maybe kind of use those stages for a little strategy. Obviously, like it has been throughout the whole season, no caution for any of the stages, but still could see some strategy in play for those stage points.
We'll see how that plays out, but now these drivers getting on the grid. Let's take a look at our Coulter's Kart starting lineup for tonight's race here at Las Vegas. Now, if you haven't already noticed, all the drivers changing their names in the so only their last names. So we can make this a little bit confusing on our ticker tonight. Dylan Chappell will be on the pole with Josh Adams. He'll start second tonight in that 12 machine. Josh Arnold, he'll start third in the 22, and Zach Namath in the 17 machine will start fourth. Starting fifth will be the 72, Gabriel Dehari, and Jonathan Parker will start sixth in that 48 machine, looking to try and get another win on the season. Cole Steiner to the 24 machine, he'll start seventh tonight. Hunter Senior in the 1 machine, he'll start eighth. Starting ninth will be the 3 of Kyle Taub, and John Osborne in the 81 will round the top 10. Mark Kissemother in the 15 machine, he will start 11th tonight. The 2 of Donnie Kite will start alongside him in that 12th place spot. The 00 Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, he'll start 13th tonight. Jose Rose will start 14th in that 23 machine. Starting 15th will be 71 of Mike Campbell. And Nathan Lema will start 16th in that 14 machine. Our last time we went to Vegas, Steve Maggio, our winner from the last time we went to Vegas, he'll start 17th tonight in that 51 machine. Alongside him will be the 40 of Amir Bascom. He'll start 18th. Ethan Fonseca-Moreno will start 19th tonight in that 88 machine. So he's going to have a lot of work to do from the tail end of the field. And Hunter Peach, he'll start 20th tonight in the 20 machine. And running our final row of the field, Nick Kapiak in the 6 machine, he'll start 21st, and Giovanni Klein in the 5 machine, around a 22 car field here tonight.
One thing, like you mentioned before, in qualifying, that it was pretty much nighttime there. Track time of day has gone back to around 6:30 p.m. in Las Vegas, but I think it is 2 times speeder. It's a little quicker than normal, but so we'll probably get into nighttime here roughly probably around halfway point in this one.
Yeah, so see, it is 2 times speed, so right now it is 6:37 in the sim.
So every 30 minutes real life will be an hour in the sim, so yeah, probably around halfway or so, maybe a little bit, depends on how many cautions we have obviously, but probably around halfway, 60% of the race we'll see probably the lights come on in nighttime here in the desert.
We'll see how that plays out for these drivers getting ready to go underway. Now we did have Las Vegas here earlier in the season, back on race number 3. We had the new Las Vegas, so we have the same kind of surface and the same art updates as we had before, because Las Vegas, one of the first tracks here on the service to get the NASCAR refresh, is what they're calling it. Though since the last time we've been here, this car has got a complete overhaul, so it drives a little bit differently. The dirty air is a little bit different. The tire wear is a lot different. So we'll see if kind of the same players, same drivers move up to the front like they did in the race back in May, or if we're going to see some new challengers out in front tonight, learning that new learning curve to the updates in this race car. in the service. So we'll see how that plays out. 124 laps tonight here from Las Vegas. We're getting ready to get underway. The iRacing pace car will take the hard left turn onto pit road. We'll go to the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Dylan Chappell, Josh Adams on the front row. Green flags in the air. We're underway here from Vegas. There we go, launch was Dylan Chappell. He's clear of Josh Arnold now on the bottom. He was able to clear Josh Adams through 1 and 2, but the short distance is getting up to speed. The single foul out for the top 3, but now side by side between Meredith and Dahari, side by side for that 3rd place spot. Jonathan Parker working the outside lane, trying to get an extra spot on that 72 Gabriel Dahari. Just battling for that top 5. His top 4 single file out for now, but side by side still with Parker and Dahari through turn number 1 and 2. Kyle Taub ripping that outside lane, maybe trying to make a 3rd lane work. Maybe goes 3 wide. He won't. Arnold Parker will slot up in front of Taub there down the back straightaway. And Taub will give him the shove into turn number 3, and Parker will hop down to the bottom and take that spot away. And Taub's going to keep rolling that outside lane. Just trying to get the outside of Jonathan Parker. Won't be able to do it.
Cars on the outside wall.
Yeah, these drivers are struggling getting the tires up to temperature here. Cold tires early in this one. And get very tight on those cold tires. But Jonathan Parker, he's working that inside lane already, trying to get some extra spots, trying to get some track position. Works to the inside of Zachary Meredith here for that 4th place spot, but he's got Kyle Taub now to his outside. So Taub using the outside lane to his advantage, shooting the runs off the corners. Now that could hurt your tires a little bit more, but we did see it last night in the Other Cup Series. The outside lane at Homestead was working pretty well. Maybe it could be kind of a, depending on how the setup's built, maybe the bottom could maybe save your right front a little bit more, but the top can save your right rear a little bit more. So it could build that heat and kind of build, kind of choose where you how you want your car to build. We'll see how that plays out. Maybe it gets too loose up there in general. So we'll see if that outside lane really hurts the tires like it usually does here at Las Vegas. But now we got to battle up for second as now Josh Adams moves to the inside of the 22 of Josh Arnold now, as we're just in front of him. Got a couple tenths at the 99 of Dylan Chappell, but Arnold will hold on to that 2nd place spot as a single file out for about the top 7 or 8.
Yeah, kind of like you mentioned the tire wear. I think it also depends on the track temp as well. Once the night fell in Homestead last night, you can see a lot of drivers on the top side not hurt the tires too much. We'll see if that's the same case here tonight out of Las Vegas as well.
We'll see how that plays out. I mean, we still are pretty early on here into the race. Let's take a look at our weather for tonight's race. 88 degree track temp as of current. That should only really cool down as we head further and further into the night. 86 degree ambient temperature. Pretty high winds though, 14 miles per hour winds, and relative humidity 30% humidity there. But also keep in mind 2 times acceleration on the speed, so every 1 second is every 1 second in real life is 2 seconds in the sim. So that'll add up over time, and by probably expect the time about this race probably about an hour. We're going to be about 2 hours further into the sim, so we're going to go pretty far into the night. We're going to get into that nighttime. We're going to track the transition throughout this race. We'll see how those drivers kind of combat the conditions right now. But so far, everyone's kind of taking it calm for now. But Dahari working that inside of Donnie Hay.
You can see the sun basically completely 9 on the racetrack in 1 and 2, now in the back straight away. And we'll see what it is in the turn 3 and 4. It doesn't look like the sun is really hitting the racetrack at all right now currently. So track temp most likely probably gonna go down pretty quickly, especially this being a desert as well in Las Vegas.
And so far, everyone's just kind of settling in here, getting their runs in. Fuel's looking about 48 to 52 laps on fuel, depending on how you, if you're shifting, how you're saving, how you're lifting. Just kind of, you can really stretch it anywhere from 48. That's kind of the lowest, and about 52 on the highest. That's about 70 laps on a normal tank of fuel, on a full tank of fuel, which I think is probably the very maximum you can get out of it. It's about 70 laps here at Las Vegas. So we'll see if any drivers can stretch it that long. But we're gonna see a 2-stop race, pretty much, no doubt. So you could see maybe a 40 laps here. And you could see some drivers spin a lap 40, lap 80. We also could see some different strategy plays with the stages as well. So stage 1 at lap 31 and stage 2 at lap 62. So the 25 and 50% marks in the race, as it has been all season long. But there is no caution, so they can play a little bit of different strategy. Maybe try and pit before the first stage, and maybe try and solidify, get a good jump up in the field for that second stage. So we'll really see how it plays out, but right now the top 4 kind of nose to tail now as you see those lights pop on there through turn number 1. As Dylan Chappell, he's trying to hold the race lead. He moves up to the middle of the racetrack, gives Josh Arnold the bottom. So Dylan Chappell trying to be defensive a little bit here, wants to keep that clean air out in front.
Yeah, move up the racetrack a little bit. Keep Chappell on the bottom, maybe pinch him down just a little bit, but Chappell doing a great job. Got pole, kept the race lead here so far, 10 laps in this one. And Kyle Taub up to 6 positions, started 9th up to 3rd. Great start for him here in that 3 machine.
They're working good for Kyle Taub, up almost like 5 spots right now. Trying to get a few extras here, trying to get back up to that race lead. You mind? Steven Maggio was our winner last time we came here to Las Vegas. He started back in 17th tonight. He's only up 2 spots, so he's still sitting at 15th, a little bit farther back. So we'll see if he can work his way up through the night. We saw that a couple weeks ago. He didn't have a good start he wanted, but he drove up through the field and ended up getting a solid run, especially last week at Darlington. Had a really strong run. Started towards the back, messed up his qualifying. He ended up getting a top 3 finish out of that one. So Maggio, no stranger to working his way through the field. So he's definitely going to be one to watch out for by the time we get to the end of this one. We're back for about that top 5 spot. A 6th place spot. Jonathan Parker working the inside of Donnie Kite here. Kite trying to fight back on the outside lane, trying to hold on to that 6th place spot. He'll get the nose clear, get clear into the 1 here. Parker slot in line, yes he will, but he's going to try and take that opportunity. He's going to dive it out on the bottom of the inside of Jonathan Parker. Parker will shut the door through the center of the corner. Dahari will get that dirty air and plow out the racetrack just a little bit. The single file through the field for now.
Zupas Parker to the outside of Donnie Kite, possibly here off of turn 4. Has some good momentum, has some draft. Down into the front straightaway. Will he take the bottom of the racetrack here in 1-2? He takes a peek. He thinks better, but he's going to stay behind that 2 machine for now.
Stays behind for now, but Kyle Taub working the outside lane up for that top 3, trying to get a move on Josh Arnold. Not able to do it yet, but now he's going to get down to the inside lane, so he's going to try and work the bottom. We'll see how the inside lane works a little bit better on tire where it typically has been in the past. But not able to get to the inside of Josh Arnold there. He's going to stay single file still, so it's going to be like a dirty air kind of game. They're trying to find the clean air, trying to get the, try and hopefully not lose the nose once they cross your nose with the dirty air and get upset with the dirty air there. But you're going to have to kind of manage that as best as you can. So clean air going to be a big factor here tonight.
It's kind of 2 separate packs through the top 4, slowly but surely pulling away a little bit from Zachary Miller, second pack, which is pretty much from 5th to all the way down to like about 13th place or so. So still a pretty long chain of cars here in the front top 15 or so, but the top 4 kind of separating themselves here early on. Looks like Adam's holding that top side.
Have a little bit of separation to the rest of the pack right now, about a half a second. Josh, I'm starting to kind of close, getting closer to that kind of that middle between those 2 packs, the top 3 and the rest of the field behind, led by Zachary Barrett at that 5th place spot. But they're side by side, back for 7th once again as Zahari trying to work the inside of Jonathan Parker, not able to get the move off the exit. But meanwhile, just a few cars back, Mark Kissweather diving to the inside of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Jurgensmeyer going to slide off the racetrack. Kissweather going to try and shut the door off exit. Not going to do it. Jurgensmeyer fights back to the outside lane. And he saw a little blinking car there. That was Cole Steiner, and he was sent to the pit. So he has got the connection flag. Unfortunate for that 24 machine. Hopefully get back out there pretty soon. But Mark Kissweather slots behind Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. You see right now, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, all running different lines into turn number 1, just trying to get some clean air on the nose. So far, not very much happening right now. Yeah, we see a little bit of battles here and there, but now Jonathan Parker dives back into the bottom again on Donnie Kite. But meanwhile, right behind him, Here comes Ethan Fonseca Moreno ripping that high lane. He's going to take 2 spots off turn number 2. He's going to try and rip the outside wall in 3 and 4. So Moreno not getting a qualifying lap. He won it. He's moving his way up through the field. He now is going to get to the outside of Jonathan Parker. He's going to clear Jonathan Parker, but he's going to be side by side now with Donnie Kite down the front straightaway. And now Moreno with a really good run on the outside, using that early pace to his advantage. Trying to drive his way through the field, but now up in front, Josh Adams and Kyle Todd battling for that 3rd place spot. That's gonna help. That's gonna help the rest of the drivers behind, so to close that gap in. Todd fighting for that 3rd place spot on the outside lane. Josh Adams on the bottom. Josh Adams on the inside lane. Let's try and slide up the racetrack behind Josh Arnold. Squeeze the gap between Tom and Arnold. Not going to be able to do it. Arnold actually tagged the wall there. They didn't really slow him down too much, but now here comes Zachary Meredith. He's got a big run on these drivers now in front of him. So we have a pretty big battle here for 2nd, but as Dylan Chappell able to drive away a little bit out to about a 2nd lead. But now Zachary Meredith fighting the inside lane. He's going to try and clear Josh Adams and Kyle Taub here into 3. I'm going to slide up in front of Taub off exit, but maybe he can slide up in front of Adams. The gap's not going to be there on the outside lane. The outside lane prevails once again with a run. As I say, side by side for that 4th place spot between Zachary Meredith and Josh Adams. Now Ethan Fonseca Moreno just behind them as well. Ethan Fonseca Moreno having a really strong run, started back in 19th, started at the tail end of the field pretty much, and now he's up into that top 5. Just almost into the top 5. One more car, he's there, but top 6 for Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Single file back out, but now Josh Arnold under attack here from Kyle Taub now, side by side down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Taub's going to dive down on the bottom, going to get right on that yellow line on the white line on the bottom. Unable to do it, not able to stay to the inside of Josh Arnold. The outside going to prevail for Josh Adams. Josh Adams will stay up the racetrack still. Josh Arnold, he'll run the middle of the racetrack. That's going to give a little bit of clean air to Josh Adams on the outside. He's going to have a good run down the front straightaway here. He's going to try and get to the outside. Arnold's going to block him, forcing him a long way around. And now side by side for the 2nd place spot. They're side by side for 4th behind him. But Meredith's going to drive it deep to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to slide up in front of Kyle Taub. He will. So now Meredith breaks into the top 4. They're side drafting hard for 2nd as Arnold almost gets to the corner, almost turns the corner. The 12 machine of Josh Adams actually had a little bit of contact on that corner panel of Josh Adams, but Adams will clear for that 2nd place spot. Now Meredith with a really good run off 4. He's going to try and do the same thing Adams just did, but now he's going to fake it back to the bottom, side by side with the 3rd place spot. Now here comes Moreno. What does he do? He's going to stick behind Arnold and try and get that outside lane running, but Arnold's starting to struggle now on those older tires here, 26 laps into this one.
As that's allowing Dylan Chappell to pull in big time. 8/10 is the gap between him and Josh Adams. As Adams, can he try to gain up the 1st place driver as he continue to pretty much have a dogfight here behind him all the way? Those come across the wall. That's Donnie Kite on the wall off of turn 4. He keeps it rolling. He might have a broken tire link there. Broken tire there. He's very slow down the front straightaway.
No pit repair flag for Donnie Kite, but it definitely does look hurt.
Oh yeah, hit the wall.
Hard hit
Kissing
for
weather.
Donnie Kite. Yeah, his right front tire is still attached, so his toe link is still there, but he's going to lose a lot of time. And there's a yellow. So you have our first caution of the night.
John Osborne around, I believe that's turn 3. That'd be turn 2 there, sorry. Turn 1, 2, and 2
turn
there.
1, so it looks like he just stopped on the apron. Oh.
He's all by himself. I'm not sure if he meant to cause this caution, but
kind of just intentionally turned into the wall there.
Or it might have had a wheel might have disconnected or monitor issues or something like that.
Sure, that was it. Usually that isn't a yellow, but it's on the apron, but it brings out a caution.
Yeah,
So first
the car's
yellow.
past him right there, yeah. Let's go on board with him. Yeah, he's slowing down. I mean, I think he might have a monitor issue. Monitor could have blacked out, because he started to slow down before the corner and then just didn't really turn, obviously. The only other possibility is that he just intentionally wrecked himself, but not something I think John Osborne would do, but who knows, as pit road is open and it is busy here on lap 28.
As the early stops here, as now we're actually under 100 to go. So we're gonna be on a one stop. We're in that one stop advantage now. One stop window. So different strategies coming out there, but everyone coming out pit road with 4 tires and topping it off on fuel. So it'll be a one stop to the finish if we do go green. So now these drivers are gonna get ready and have a little reset here. So you start here with 94 laps to go, and Dylan Chappell, he'll still be the race leader. He'll elect to take the high lane on this restart. Professor Jones at Paint Design's caution flag of the night coming out there for John Osborne. So we're getting wrapping up this one up now as we lights off on the pace car. Ready to go back green flag racing. So it'll be Dylan Chappell, Josh Adams, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Gabriel Hari, Zachary Meredith, Giovanni Klein, Josh Arnold Marcus for the Kyle top, Emir Basco into the top 10 on this restart. So now it'll be Dylan Chappell and Josh Adams leads it back to the restart zone. I'll restart back with 94 laps to go here. So still very early on to this one, but we're still gonna see a one-stop race to the finish here. Trevor's gonna go about 48 laps. So it's gonna be pretty much right on that one-stop strategy. So it's not gonna be a very wide window if we go green for a while, but we'll see how that plays out for some of these drivers. But also, this is the end of the stage here. It's a race for the stage. Lap 31, Dylan Chappell in the lead. Josh Adams right behind. Gonna try and clear for second. Ethan Fonseca Moreno gonna be able to do it. Is he gonna be able to get third onto Hari right there at the line? Very close, but Dylan Chappell wins stage number 1. Moreno will get that third place spot, so he'll get those third place stage points. He starts to fight to the bottom of Josh Adams there through turn number 1. Loses the nose there as the dirty air as the air gets taken off the nose for Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He'll fall back up by a couple tenths of a second, but kind of a wild restart as everyone trying to get some extra stage points. Especially here, this close to the playoffs. 2 races left in the regular season after tonight. But Dylan Chappell holds the lead right now over Josh Adams.
As Adams looking to maybe challenge one car on the outside wall. That might have been Hunter Sr. as very slow for Mir Vasco there on the outside wall. I think he was one of the drivers that tagged the outside wall off of 4. Yeah, yes, he did. He lost a couple positions there. Drops down to 18th place here at the end of this pack.
So falling to the tail of the pack, but meanwhile up in front, Josh Adams working that outside wall. Almost gets to the outside of Dylan Chappell, but Josh Adams wants to try and take this race lead away, wants to get the clean air. It's been so good for Dylan Chappell right now. That clean air seems to be the key. He's been able to keep it much cleaner up out in front. Able to just keep it up in front with that dirty air. With kind of using the dirty air, kind of aero blocking behind him, but now Josh Adams trying to fight the bottom. Not able to do it just there.
So here comes Adams to the inside, has the momentum through 1 and 2. A little bit of side draft here off of turn 2. As side by side for the race lead here. Will Adams will slide out, job into turn 3 and 4. Yes, he will. He'll close easily for the race lead. Up the racetrack he goes. Good block. Dylan Chappell hard on the outside wall with that dirty air. But he goes down to second place as Adams hit the race lead here tonight at Las Vegas. Here on lap 37.
So Dylan Chappell falling back to second. Josh Adams holds the race lead. Ethan Fonseca Moreno started close to back tonight. He's up to third. He's trying to take that second spot away. He's been the other dominant driver throughout this season. When he every race he enters. Same with Jonathan Parker. They were the two dominant forces throughout the entire last season. And Moreno with a good run on 4. He dove it down to the bottom on Dylan Chappell up through the front stretch, and he clears before he even got into 1. Now Dylan Chappell falls back to that 3rd place spot. He's under attack from Giovanni Klein now. He's not fine, trying to work the inside lane here. Dylan Chappell looks like he's struggling a little bit here in this run. Start to maybe fall off a little bit with the short run pace. Trying to work the bottom on Chappell. He's going to get the nose under off of turn 4. Almost got there as Chappell kind of stood up the racetrack a little bit, but then Giovanni Klein had a good run, but just like to slide up a little bit as well off the exit. But now Ethan Fonseca Moreno going for the race lead on Josh Adams. He's out of the inside to 3 and 4. And Moreno, he's got the pace. He wants the race lead. He started the back, didn't get a qualifying, but he's coming out now. He's up to the front, down to the bottom, trying to get the race lead. Tries to hold the inside of Josh Adams, not able to do it there. Just on that quarter panel, but he'll slot behind Adams here into turn number 3 and 4. He'll take it to the top lane. They'll try and get the run off 4. Maybe have an opportunity down in the turn 1 once again. But Ethan Fonseca Moreno gets up to the front, and now he's looking like a dominant force tonight. He's driven his way through the field very quickly. Now he's going to try and drive to the bottom of Josh Adams. Side by side for the lead. Once again, now if they battle a lot, this would allow Dylan Chappell to maybe have an opportunity back at this. But really good run for Moreno on the bottom. He's going to slide up in front of Josh Adams off of turn number 4. But Adams will hold the nose there, just there. Almost lost the lead, but will stay to the outside. Side by side, still in the 1. Adams needs to try and manage this outside lane. Doesn't want to get Moreno clear to the outside. Moreno's going to try and get clear. Can't do it. So Adams fights back on the high lane once again. The outside lane able to carry him to get to the nose out in front, into the center, through the center of the corner. Now Moreno on the bottom. Still trying to hold on, still trying to take this race away, but the bottom's going to save this time a little bit more.
Adams
Will
clears.
fall behind Josh Adams.
As Dylan Chapel has, it's kind of a big line behind him of Javon Klein. Javon Klein taking 2 tires last pit time. And he's doing well, hitting the 4th place spot. We've seen this multiple times this season and last season. The 2-tire strategy definitely works here at the 1.5 mile racetracks in these next gen cars.
As you saw, is working well for Javon Klein. That could be a call later in this race. That could work out big time. So we'll see how that plays out for Javon Klein. But Adams holds on to the race lead for now, but back towards a little bit farther back, just outside of the top 5. Kyle Taub fighting on the inside of Mark Kissweather. Kissweather will clear, but now they're side by side between Javon Klein and Dylan Chapel. Chapel in the high lane, making it work, able to stay clear of Klein on the bottom, but Klein fighting well on the 2 tires. He stays behind, he'll slot behind Dylan Chapel. Now Jonathan Parker tries to dive to the inside, try to get some clean air on the nose, but these drivers are kind of fanning out through the center of the corner, on the entry of the corner, trying to get some clean air on the nose on the entry, but then once they can all merge off on the exit, try to get the good run, they lose the nose of the race car and just sort of get tight with that dirty air. So who can manage that the best? The Zach Merritt all over the back bumper. Jonathan Parker there is Mark Kissweather right around the outside. Now Kyle Taub works the outside of Zachary Merritt. He will clear for that position.
Yeah, dirty air so far, especially in the longer run, definitely a big factor in tonight's race, and currently seeing that big time. As you can see, when someone's right behind someone, they just shoot straight up the racetrack and pretty much have no front grip at all, 0 front grip.
And dirty air being a big factor, and it also kind of hurts a little bit, especially in that longer run. Once the tires start to wear off, you really can't gain too much. Only maybe a 10th here or so, but you really can't get within that 3/10 range because it's just the dirty air is just so bad. You're pretty much just waiting for, even if that second this driver behind has the fresher tires, it's so hard to make it, and they just kind of end up burning their tires and start to fall off a little bit. You see that happen on so many times. Right now, Moreno, he's trying to manage the 30 air behind. He's trying to get some clean air, but he's trying to go on for the race. He tried to go for the race lead a couple times, but now he's just kind of sitting back in second. Everyone else is kind of staying in the same line, almost in the same spots. We did have a few switch arounds. It's now Mark Kissweather's up to that 5th place spot. He's working the outside lane, trying to get some clean air on the nose. So the outside working very well to kind of fight off that dirty air. He's working very strong for Mark Kissweather out there. The nose to the hill, a lot through the field, but now Moreno off of turn number 2. He got the nose to the inside of Josh Adams. He was able to drive to the inside into through turn 1 and 2. They're 3 wide towards the back, a little, just a few cars back. Moreno down to the bottom at 3. Can he slide up in front of Adams to take the lead away off 4? I think he will, and he will do it.
Adams gonna sneak
Adams has the run though. He's gonna sneak to the outside. Good move there for Josh Adams. He's just carrying that run momentum on the high lane. They stay side by side in the 1 and 2.
Chapel's closing, slide job, crossover. What a race
Adams
we're
on
seeing.
the bottom. That could hurt him a little bit. He's going to try and slide Moreno into 1 because now Moreno has the preferred lane. The through 3. Adams, he's going to be clear off exit. He's going to shut the door off Moreno.
Oh,
he will be able to do it, but can Moreno do the crossover now down the front straightaway? Yes, he will. Side by side for lead once again. Now Moreno, is he going to try to pull the slider? He's going to be clear into 1, and this is going to be, this is probably the move that gets it done for Moreno. And now Josh Adams going to have the dirty air. He's going to have to fight through that now, and that's going to hurt him big time. He's going to run off at turn 2. Does he have an opportunity to take into 3? Yes, he does. He thinks about it, but he slides back into the outside lane, and he's going to get a lot of dirty on the entry of the race, entry at turn 3. Just slide up the racetrack a little bit, and now Moreno going to set his sights on the horizon, just try to pull away as far as he can. Normally, when he gets out in front, you never see him again. So we'll see if Moreno, if Adams can stay a little bit closer to Moreno this time. But Moreno now in the race lead to the most dangerous position. When he's out in front, he always just drives away. But Adams
Here
is
comes
trying
Adams.
to fight back. He knows that Moreno is very strong. Once he gets that clean air out in front, it's very hard to get him back. You can't let him get away. He's trying to fight on the bottom. Can't do it. He's trying to fight through the dirty air. Moreno's just starting to open that gap up slowly but surely. He's maybe trying to back off a little bit, save his tires as well, because that's what he did at Kansas a few weeks ago. And just when he got the lead, he backed off a little bit, just kept the driver behind him out of attacking distance. Then he was able to drive away in the final 10, 15 laps of the run.
And side by side, Mark Kissman and Giovanni Klein on the outside. Ooh, maybe got a bit loose there on turn number 2. So maybe Kissman will do a slide job here. Not enough momentum on turn 3. As off of turn 4, Klein has a momentum, but Kissman a little bit of side job there. But Klein will clear down in the front straightaway.
Unable to take the spot away for Mark Kisswether there. Right now, but now they single file back out. Moreno just staying about a few tenths in front. Adams is trying to use that outside lane to his advantage. Well, we're still only about halfway through this run right now. We started back on lap 30. If you're looking around, anywhere from 48 laps, so kind of about halfway in this run now. Moreno up to the race lead. He's had such a strong speed. He's driven his way through the field. And he did it fairly quickly, but they had as well.
Yeah, not even halfway through this race right now, and he's up 18 spots, started 19th, like you mentioned, and man on a mission pretty much right now, getting to the front.
And it's working well. He's got the clean out in front now, but Josh Adams right behind him, trying to fight back. We've seen it in the past few races, and once Moreno gets out in front, he just drives away. No one can contend him. And he's trying to do the same once again, but Adams trying to fight back hard. He's ripping that outside wall. I haven't really seen him on the bottom. He knows that dirty air's a lot less dirty on the outside lane. Get a little bit on entry, but it's so much better to have just a little bit on entry on the running the outside lane instead of having it all on the exit off the bottom. Just trying to make that outside lane work. Reynolds just kind of staying in the middle though, saving his tires. So that also this is an advantage around that top. You got cleaner air, but you also burn your tires a lot quicker. But you're keeping so much speed up there. It really just burns so much tires in the dirty air in general.
As Adams just kind of hanging around right now, Moreno not really able to pull away to a huge gap, just kind of a few car lengths in between each of these top 5 drivers or so. So field kind of single filing out for now. Here comes Kyle Taub there on the back bumper of Zachary Meredith. As we're coming up to the halfway point in this one here shortly.
As the next lap will be the end of stage number 2 and halfway through this race. Moreno looking to take that extra stage point, extra playoff point, extra stage win.
And like we mentioned in the pre-race, halfway through this race, sun has set, night is upon us here in the desert here quickly. Let's take a look at our track temp for now, as I believe it was 85 last time we checked. Currently right now, actually 89, so it's actually gone up a little bit. Probably because all the drivers in the rubber on the racetrack, drivers heating up this racetrack, usually what happens here, but...
It's gone up 1 degree. It was 88 when we originally checked back at the start of the race. It's been up 1 degree, so it's gone up 1 degree, but the ambient temperature has gone down a degree, so... That's also been the difference there, but the winds are about the same. Humidity just a tick up as well, 33% humidity. Too far, Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to hold the race lead, and he's pulling away. This is when he drives away and never looks back. Dylan Chapel, he's trying to close the gap in on Josh Adams here. But Moreno, a couple laps ago, he was able to pick up the stage win, so he wins stage number 2. So we're halfway through this one, or about halfway through this run as well. Team pit stops pretty much within about 45 to go. It's pretty much halfway of where we were at. Probably about 47 to go. They can probably make it to about 45. So we'll see that's probably when these drivers will start to pit. Not a very large window here. Maybe about 8 laps at most is really the window we're only going to see. But now the 71 Mike Gamble going a lap down as Josh Adams going around the outside. Dylan Chapel trying to take advantage, but he still slots behind. And everyone is just single file right now, and no one able to make really moves with the dirty air right now. Josh Adams away up the racetrack. Dylan Chapel on the bottom. No one able to kind of break within about 0.3 of a second.
There's 40 laps so far into this fuel run, so pit stops probably coming up here shortly, and maybe some strategy calls will be in factor here. So here comes Dylan Chapel inside of Josh Adams, and side by side for seconds. They kind of lost Ethan Fonseca Moreno there. About 1 second is the gap there between first and second. Big side draft on in turn number 1 for Dylan Chapel, looking for a slider, but Adams with a good run off the exit of the corner to stay ahead for now. As here comes Dahari there on the outside in the third in that 72 machine. From the top side out as well.
Dahari working that outside lane, gonna get around Dylan Chapel. He's gonna stalk down in front of him. So Dahari trying to work behind Josh Adams here into turn number 1. Starting to make some moves up for Dahari now. Just coming alive here towards the tail end of this run. Getting closer and closer to that end of this run here. Josh Adams, very tight side draft for Dahari. He's gonna try and clear off a turn 2, so off of 4, sorry, and he will. Dahari takes that second place spot. We'll see maybe Dahari if he can chase down the Fonseca Moreno. He's been looking strong right now. He's actually a little bit faster than a race leader, a 10th faster than Ethan Fonseca Moreno. So Gabe Dahari looking very strong here at the tail end of this run. Does he have enough to maybe try and chase down Ethan Fonseca Moreno? We'll have to find out. About 0.8 of a second is the gap. Dahari So that's a little bit of time here. So if he's really strong at the tail end of this run, now we could see maybe a 2-tire strategy call for one of these drivers that also could play out as well. So we fit will be about 45 laps to go. We'll see this time by Ethan Montgomery. Oh, but we have a caution out of the racetrack! And that's going to bring out the yellow with 51 laps to go. Meredith going around off of turn number 2. Will actually go a lap down, but now that shakes up a lot of strategy here. It could be close on fuel, but we're going to have a run to the finish. I believe we're going to be able to know, so we won't have green flag pit stops tonight. That shakes up a lot. Tech contact there with Steven Maggio.
Unable to save
ended
it.
up going around, saved it. Well, then he spun it down the racetrack. Lost it, and he just barely comes off the racetrack there. Just in the middle of 3 and 4. That brings out the caution.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest.
So now pit stops. Very crucial pit stops here. This could be our final stops of the night. Now, could see maybe a 2-shot strategy call. Maybe just trying to get the track position. Could work out. Trying Klein held his track position pretty well up to 5th, so
I'd assume a lot of those drivers in the back maybe got that strategy called kind of Hail Mary or so. Maybe even some of the front runners do, just to keep that track position as well.
See how it plays out. He feels like Renault in his box. He'll go up on the left side, right side tires. Look up on the right, so he'll take 4 fresh tires. Looks like everyone will be doing that here. So 4 tires for everybody. Moreno, can he hold the lead off pit road, or maybe Dahari could get an extra spot? Dahari, a really slow stop. Dahari, not a great stop for Dahari. He's gonna lose a lot of spots. He goes all the way back.
15.
He gets stuck in his box.
He's still in his box. I mean, maybe fixing damage, but I'm not sure why he would be in his pit box for 27 seconds there. I mean, that's around 14 seconds, 13 seconds longer than a normal pit stop.
So he's gonna have to drive his way through the field here, but with 50 laps to go, it is kind of gonna be a tight window on fuel. I don't think you can really go up to the outside wall and kind of just stay up there the whole run. You could have to save a little bit, depending on kind of when that fuel, where that fuel number kind of works out to. I was expecting about 48 to 52, so theoretically we're kind of right between that. So if you're not saving at all, you're running the top, you're in the clean air, keeping a lot of pace in it, you should be able to go 48 laps. But so we could be a little bit closer. We're going to have pretty much a 48 lap run to the finish. So I think these drivers are going to be okay. Everyone will pretty much be a race to the finish here on fuel. But if we do go green to the finish, it will be our longest run of the night. So see if it plays out for these drivers. So it'll be Ethan Fonseca Moreno, but wow, just another driver. Just came out of nowhere. He worked his way up. Steven Maggio, he'll restart on the front row here. And he started at the back. Last week, he started in the back at Darlington, and he worked his way up. And he finished in the top 3. So now he's trying to do the same once again. So Steven Maggio, he's also had pace once he got up front. So we'll see what Steven Maggio can do. He didn't get a good qualifying lap. He didn't have any practice. Did not race. I don't even think he got on the track in practice. And had not a great qualifying lap. But now he's in the race. He's looking to try and get up to the front. So now he's on the front row. We'll see if he tries to take the race lead. But the pace car is off. Back to the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Ethan Fonseca Moreau with a good launch down the front straightaway through the box, and now into one. Kisseweather's going to clear for second as well. Klein's going to be battling with for Maggio for that third place spot, so Maggio not a great start on the outside lane. She's going to fall all the way back behind Giovanni Klein. Dylan Chappell will stay there side by side for that fourth place spot. But now Ethan Fonseca Moreno in the race lead. He's on the outside lane. Now Mark Kisseweather on the bottom is going to try and take it away from him. Here comes Giovanni Klein. Does he try and push Kisseweather clear? The outside lane going to be a little bit of advantage for Moreno as he's going to be able to get the runs off the corner. Kisseweather diving down to the bottom. Not able to do it. Giovanni Klein loses the nose big time. Looked like got really loose through turn one. And Moreno's able to pull away. And now Klein to the outside of Kisseweather. Side by side for that second place spot. But now it's turn number 3. Moreno holds the lead, running in the middle of the racetrack. Klein trying to fight back on the outside. They're side by side for that third place spot now. Dylan Chappell on the inside of Mark Kisseweather. So they're trying to shut the door off exit off of turn number 2. Chappell will take that third place spot. So Chappell will try and drive back up to the race lead. He had the lead earlier on this race. Also to Josh Adams, he just kind of fell back a little bit through that last run, early on to that last run. So he's going to try and gain some of that time back, trying to get back up to the race leads, back up to third. Giovanni Klein, though, he's trying to chase down Moreno.
Yeah, Klein up 20 spots, Moreno up 18. Both these drivers, I don't believe, set qual the map here tonight, so great recovery from these drivers, currently running 1 and 2 on the racetrack.
Yeah, but meanwhile, they have a really heated battle for third. Right behind them, Josh Adams fighting the inside of Dylan Chappell, trying to take that spot away. As Mark Kisseweather working the outside lane now, stays side by side with Josh Adams. Almost a little bit of contact down the front straightaway, but look down into turn number 1. Kisseweather going to try and fight back on the outside lane. Kisseweather on the bottom, right behind Dylan Chappell. Josh Adams working the outside. Steven Maggio trying to get to the inside of Josh Adams for that top 5 spots. We'll see though who has the better tires, as we're gonna have to go all the way to 48 laps here. This will be the longest run of the night if we go green to the finish. But so far, looking good for Moreno out in front. I think he's just kind of backing off right now, just kind of keeping Klein out of attacking range. And then just shaving his tires while he's doing it. And that's how he's done it all season long. So far, Dylan Chappell holding on to third right now. Giovanni Klein, though, he's got a good run down the back straightaway. Thought about diving into low into 3. He'll stick behind Moreno entering 3, though. On the right straightaway, Klein with a good run into turn number 1.
Kind of lost some momentum there, as a few car lengths now in between him and Moreno. He regained that time. Looks like he had a good run down off turn 2. Has some momentum. Has some draft, not gonna be able to take it though in turn 3 and 4.
And now Dylan Chappell's right behind him with Mark Kisseweather, so the drivers behind the top 2, they broke away a little bit while they're all battling back there, but now they're starting to close the gap back up for third on back. So they're going to try and have that opportunity to take this spot away. Try and battle back up for the race lead. But right now, Moreno still holds the lead. Klein sitting there in second. Dylan Chappell in third. Marcus with the in fourth, ripping the outside lane. Marcus from the outside lane, ripping that outside wall. Trying to get that spot away from Dylan Chapel, but he's losing a little bit of time as Josh Adams almost worked to the inside, but the single file for now. Finish this top 5, pretty much through the whole field. So the whole field single file right now. That gave it a hard. He had a slow stop. He's back in 13, 3.5 seconds back. So we'll see if he has anything for later in the run. I mean, he was really strong at the very tail end of that last run. We'll see if he has anything, but he's gonna have a lot of spots to make up. He wants to try and get back up to the race, get back up the battle for the race lead and the possibility of the race win.
I think most of you drivers kind of just not pushing too hard, trying to save their stuff possibly at this moment. Just make sure to have a chance at the end of this race. That's all you can really ask for at this point. Just a chance.
Down into turn number 3. Moreno holding the race lead, and it seems like how he's been, kind of how he's done it. He's just kind of keeping Klein out of attacking distance, and I think he's just kind of saving his tires the best way possible right now. Just sitting there, holding that race lead. And Klein, though, he's trying to find his way by, but he's just burning his stuff up behind in the dirty air. It just happens. If you're not trying to burn your stuff up, just the dirty air is just so bad on those tires. You just can't have anything happen right now, and it just can't make anything work right now. And now Moreno's starting to pull away by a couple tenths of a second. So a few drivers trying to work the outside lane, but most of the drivers on the bottom just trying to save their tires. It's only earlier stages of this run right now. But now Marcus Weather on the bottom of Dylan Chapel trying to take that third place spot. Just from the bottom, side by side into turn number 3. Chapel holding the outside lane. Not able to do it. As Chapel will take that spot away. He'll still hold that spot. Hold on to third. Josh Adams tries to fight to the inside of Marcus Weller now for that 4th place spot. Not able to do it. This time by will complete lap number 93. So this time, next time they cross the line, will be 30 laps to go in the final stages of this race. So far, not very much happening. Klein's closer to Moreno now. But still single file. Does Moreno have anything for? Does Klein have anything for Moreno? But here comes Dylan Chapel now. He's right behind. Waiting for an opportunity in the pounce as well. The gap's starting to open back up with the dirty air. While we kind of have this moment with 30 laps to go, we're going to take this moment to reduce spider, crank it up here from Las Vegas. Welcome back from Road 2 Spider. Crank it up here from Las Vegas as Ethan Patica Moreno holds the race lead here with 24 laps to go. Giovanni Klein right behind him, and the field is starting to stack up behind him, but no one can really do much to get by Moreno as the dirt, just mastering that dirty air right now and just playing the air. No one can get the run just yet. No one gets to his outside, but I think the outside lane is going to be the way to pass. But Dylan Chappell trying to get around Giovanni Klein, but now Marcus are trying to fight back on the bottom, trying to take that third spot away. Chappell goes back to the bottom. He'll try to get a good run through the corner, and he's going to lose the front nose a little bit with the dirty air. Just with her way up the racetrack, Maggio's going to try and take that spot back.
Maggio working his way back up here, 4th place right now currently. Now behind Dylan Chappell here, 21.5 laps to go. Ethan Moreno just doing a good job, just maintaining pace right now currently. Has almost 3 wide here for 4th.
Now keep in mind, I mentioned at the tail end of the last run, we saw Dahari really make a good move, a good run through the field. He was back in about 13th, just back outside the top 10 earlier to start this run, about 3 seconds back. And now he's in the top 8. He's 1.5 seconds back. So Dahari has that speed. The problem is, when he was that far back last run, he didn't have as many cars to go through. Now he's got a whole pack to go through. He wants to try and get to Moreno, but he's got that pace. Drive up through the field. Right now, Chappell and Maggio still battling for that 3rd place spot side by side here. 20 laps to go here from Vegas. Now, I did assume fuel was going to be fine, but it could be a little tight for some of these drivers. But it looks like it's going to be fine. Dahari moves up to 7th as he gets by Nathan Lehman. But he might have something for Ethan Patica Moreno if he can get through the rest of this field. Right now, Giovanni Klein still holds 2nd. Kissenweather way off the racetrack, ripping that outside wall. He's got Josh Adams right to his inside, but here comes Gabriel Dahari. Dahari going to take to the inside of Josh Adams. He's going to go side by side for that spot, and he's got that pace. He's flying up through the field right now. Last time by, he ran a 30.827. Moreno with a 31.106. So Dahari is multiple tenths faster a lap than Ethan Patica Moreno. He's got a little bit of traffic to get through, but he's got the pace. He's saved his tires, just sat towards the back, saved his tires, and now he's trying to drive through the field. All these drivers struggling with the tire wear late in this run. Does Dahari have anything for the race win? Right now, it's 1 second back from the race lead of Ethan Patica Moreno, but now Steven Maggio fighting the inside of Giovanni Klein, trying to take that spot away, and he does. He slots up in front of Klein off turn number 2. Can he chase down a race leader? Klein's going to get low a little bit. That's going to allow Chappell to close it down. Dahari can't fight to the inside of Josh Adams, and they go 3 wide right in front of him. Just off the racetrack, a little bit of contact with Klein.
Some more contact.
Ended up checking up as Kissenweather and Adams had a little bit of contact. Allowed Dahari to go to the outside 3 wide. So now Dahari with the outside move. He's going to take 2 for 1 special off of turn number 4. Down to turn number 1 though. He's going to stick behind Klein. He's going to lose the front nose a little bit with the dirty air. But he's going to try and clear. They're still side by side behind him. But now to Gabriel Dahari up to the top 5. He's now works to the inside of Giovanni Klein to take that 4th spot away. As they're hard side drifting right behind him as Adams almost gets to the corner panel of Mark Kissenweather. Just right off the racetrack, Jurgen's right out on the bottom. 3 wide for that spot, just outside the top 5. A little bit of contact. Kissenweather hard on the outside wall. He keeps it straight. He's going to keep it. We're going to stay green, but Mark Kissenweather, heavy damage to his machine. He is going to be done for the night after that one. No doubt that broke the right front toe link.
Take a quick replay of this one here. That was just not quite cleared. Hard licking outside wall. That 15 machine.
That shakes up a lot of the front pack, but Ethan Patica Moreno, he holds the race lead. He's just been backing off, holding the lead. He's now 3 tenths ahead of Steven Maggio. Now can Maggio, even if he's a little bit faster right now, can he find his way through the dirty air? That's been the key. Who can find the way through the dirty air? I don't know if Maggio can. It's just the clean air is so dominant out in front for Ethan Patica Moreno. Last time by, Maggio was a tad bit faster. He's trying to get some clean air. He's trying to make some moves. Dylan Chappell sitting there in 3rd. Keep in mind, Gabriel Dahari also even faster than Maggio. It's about 2 tenths faster than Moreno per lap. Last time by, Ethan Fonseca Moreno 31.051. They gave it to Hari 30.8 flats. He is fat. He's very fast. He's got that late run pace. 14 to go. He's gonna work through Chapel, Maggio first before he has anything to get to Moreno. But Ethan Fonseca Moreno out in front. He's been dominant since he's got the lead. He's led every lap since he got it. So Moreno has not lost the lead since he got the lead the first time. Back earlier in this race, earlier in the last run, he's starting to pull away from Steven Maggio. There's just the dirty air. Just nothing Maggio can do. Gave it to Hari though, right behind Dylan Chapel. Does he have anything? He's working really strong. If anyone has anything for Moreno, it is Dahari in fourth. He's got that pace, but he's got to work through the dirty air. He's going to fight through 3 cars of dirty air and 3 cars for traffic if he wants to win. I think his best bet is trying to use the outside lane to his advantage. But Chapel and Maggio, they're blocking the outside lane, taking the air away from him. Dahari fights to the bottom as Chapel gets really tight with the dirty behind. Dahari's going to go to the bottom, stay side by side for that third place spot. Now down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Dahari, can he slide up in front of Chapel? Mike Campbell on the bottom of the racetrack. That forces Maggio to go high a little bit. That's going to give a little bit more dirty air to Dahari. And now Dahari not able to clear Chapel. They're going to stay side by side. They'll make contact in the 3. Door banging the 3. Chapel staying on the outside. Can Dahari shut the door off exit? Yes, he will. Does Chapel get enough of a run to make a move and do a crossover? No, he does not. So now Dahari, he got one more, but how much did that hurt his tires? 10 laps to go. Half a second back from our race leader, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. See, Maggio is slightly faster, but it has nothing in the dirty air. He just can't do anything. The clean air is so powerful. I think, in my opinion, I think Dahari is probably the biggest threat. He's about 2-3 tenths faster. Preferably a little bit more faster if you want to try and get through that dirty air, though.
Seems like he has better tire saving skills. These drivers ahead of him. Just somehow he always shows up here at the end of this longer run. And now we're getting down into crunch time though. Coming to 8 laps to go this time by. Where these top 3 drivers here separate themselves big time from the rest of the field.
He's trying to close it in, but now he's just stuck behind the dirty air. He's a little bit faster, but not enough. Moreno has picked up his pace. He's just been saving fuel, saving tires. He knows the dirty air. He knows they can't work through the dirty air, and he's found it out perfectly. He's trying to make it work. He's using an outside lane. He's got that clean air on the outside, but it's just not enough of a run. 7 laps to go here. Does he have anything to get by Maggio here? He's going to get by Maggio. Really good run off 4 to get to the inside of Steven Maggio into 1. He's actually going to be clear through the center. And Maggio, he'll stop behind. So now Dahari. He's up to second. He's got the fresher tires in a way. He's saved his tires better. He's got the pace. Now does he have anything for Ethan Fonseca Moreno? Moreno's been dominant out front with the clean air. Now can Dahari close it down with 6 laps to go? I don't think he's just fast enough. He's got to at least be 3-4 tenths faster if you want to break that dirty air. And he's only barely just about the same pace now. We'll see if he has anything. He got the wall a little bit there, and that's going to cost him a lot more time. Maggio stays behind him, though. Maggio knows if he can't push Dahari up in front of him, he's not going to be able to have a shot at this race win. With 5 laps to go, the dirty air is just so bad for Gabriel Dahari and Steven Maggio. It's just Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to play it perfectly. Have nothing for Moreno out in front. 4 laps to go for Ethan Fonseca Moreno. And now he's driving away here with 4 laps to go. Looking to put another win in the tally. But 3 to go now. Moreno, he played the dirty air perfectly. Dohari, he's a little bit faster, but he's just not fast enough to break through that dirty air. They kind of see how the realism now with this new update we saw back in June. See, he just can't close the gap within about 0.3 of a second. And that's all, he just stalls out, and then you end up burning your tires up. It's just the clean air is just so good. 2 to go now. Moreno just needs to see the white flag.
As he lost a lot of time there, now half a second. 1.5 laps to go this time by. On the back.
Down into turn number 3. Moreno on the bottom. He's going to slide off turn number 4. He'll take the white flag. 1 lap to go. And Moreno, he got the lead earlier back around lap 40 in that second run. And he's just never looked back. He's never lost the lead, and that's how it's been the past month. Once he gets the lead, no one has anything for that 88 of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Through 3 and 4, took the lead, never looked back. Another dominant performance of that 88 machine. Ethan Fonseca Moreno, who win at Las Vegas. So Gabriel Dohari, he'll pick up second. A very strong run for his debut start here in the NAOR Cup Series. So Moreno's going to be able to burn it down once again. Picked up another win on the season. Able to bank a few more playoff points to carry through the playoffs. Only 2 more races until we start the playoffs. There'll be a Homestead and Auto Club to round out this regular season. Moreno burns it down here on the front stretch. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the post-race interviews here from Vegas.
Is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
At njbdesigns.com, we specialize in transforming your vehicle into a work of art by revolutionizing the way you see your car with the hottest trends in sim racing. Choose from a wide range of colors, textures, finishes to promote your business and sponsors in style. Whether you're looking to add a sleek matte finish, a flashy chrome accent, or a custom design that turns heads, our designers have you covered. If you want to stand out in the crowd, visit njbdesigns.com today and let our team of professionals transform your vision into reality.
Welcome back here to Las Vegas. We just wrapped up here at Vegas for 124 laps tonight, and I was Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to pick up another race win on the season. Before we get started, so let's take a look at our results here for tonight from Las Vegas. Ethan Fonseca Moreno able to take the race win. Gabriel Hardy finishing second tonight. Steven Maggio rounds out the top three. The Jerkers Bar Hill finished fourth tonight. Josh Arnold rounding out the top five. Giovanni Klein finishing sixth. Jose Rivas finishing seventh. Dylan Chapel in eighth. Josh Adams in ninth. And Zach McManus rounds out the top 10. Finishing 11th tonight is the one of Hunter Senior. Nathan Lamont finishing 12th. Nick Gapiak finishing 13th tonight. Jonathan Barker, a very quiet night tonight. He finishes 14th. Donnie Kite in 15th. Mike Campbell finishing 16th tonight. Cole Steiner finishing 17th. Marcus Weather getting in a late race instead of there finishing 18th. Kyle Taub 19th. Hunter Peach running out of the top 20. Amir Baskin, he'll finish 21st tonight. And John Osborne runs our 22 car field. But yet to find our race winner of Ethan Fonseca Moreno in the Discord. So we'll go backwards to forwards this time. So we'll bring in our third place finisher of Steven Maggio. Last week you had to drive your way through the field, and you had to do it once again, and you were able to make it work, able to get another solid third place run. And how does it feel able to get another solid run here, coming to close down on the playoffs?
I mean, third is nice, but I mean, honestly, it wasn't very enjoyable. They kind of ruined this track. It used to be really fun and really loose, and now instead it's just a complete plow box for the entirety of the run, and you can't really do anything to get on the right rear, and passing's impossible because someone that knows their way slower than you can just run the top and hold you off anyway. So it's really frustrating, actually, but it was still a fun race. You know, we had unfortunately didn't have green flag pit stops, and one of them was partially on me because I don't know, I caught the 17 from pretty far back, and I just figured that I was so much faster that there was really no point in battling, so I came up a little bit in the middle of the corner, and I guess I did it a tiny bit too late, and he got into the wall, but it would have been nice to maybe get some green flag pit stops, and I don't know, I really don't know what that would have changed. It just, the racing wasn't very fun, and it wasn't anyone's fault. iRacing just kind of killed this combo and made it extremely tight, which is not even accurate at all, so I don't know why they did that, but
yeah, it's kind of a tight of the new packet, new updates, and also just kind of the very tight setup. So just how do you feel with that dirty air as well? Yeah, I mean, you already kind of said you didn't feel like you couldn't do much, but what do you think maybe could kind of help that? And just how tough was that dirty air out there? Did that really make it much more difficult behind another car?
oh yeah, I mean, dirty air was a killer. It made you extremely tight. Yeah, you were tight without the dirty air. I mean, you could probably almost full throttle it on a qualifying lap, and then yeah, and then you get behind someone and it's just, you're killed, and you have to try to run a different line. And I was just running the bottom the whole race, and it was not terrible because most of the other people were running either a lane off or, you know, running the high line, so I was able to get clean air for a lot of the run. But then, you know, I catch Ethan and I was faster than him, but you can't do anything. You can't, as long as he runs his line, all he has to do is not make a mistake. And you're not going to make a mistake on a track that you don't get loose at. So, I mean, really, it was just a cakewalk for him, probably, to just, he could have probably saved fuel and in front of me and held me off just fine because I couldn't do anything in his dirty air. So, really frustrating race, but, you know, third's cool, and my friend Gabriel, he's new here. He got second, so that's fun. And I like racing with Ethan, so congrats to him on the win. And that's really about it.
You're still able to pick up another solid third place or run tonight before we stand up on any sponsored link for tonight's third place run.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, shout out Ethan. I mean, he did start in the back, so not taking anything away from him. It's just really frustrating to catch a car and can't do anything with it. And yeah, shout out Josh for hosting and letting me and my friend Gabriel league or run the league and everything, and you guys in the booth. Actually, is it just you tonight? It might be just you tonight. And shout out to you in the booth. You always do a good job, and I'll watch it back. But that's about it. Thank you.
And once again, congrats on your third place run. We'll see you next week at Homestead.
Thank you. Have a good one.
So as our third place finisher of Steve Maggio, bringing our second place finisher of Gabriel Dahari. As now as his debut start tonight, you're able to pick up a very solid second place run. So as if you're able to come out tonight and able to have a really strong run there.
Man, honestly, I feel more disappointed than I should be. It's just so plowing tight. I couldn't really do anything at all. If I had saved my tires more, I just would have been stuck behind traffic. If I had pushed, I just would have burned my tires. Not really much I could do. Ethan was did the smart move of pushing at the beginning, getting to the lead, and holding everyone off and saving tires at the same time. Wish the track was hotter, so we can slip and slide a little bit more. But I'm glad with second place finish at least.
You're still able to pick up a solid second place run. You were so good on the tire saving. I mean, that last run, you started towards the tail end of the field after you had a really long pit stop. So I don't want to know what happened in that pit stop there, but just how are you able to save your tires so well and drive all the way through the field?
Yeah, Ethan did a little move into pit road, sped up right before we got there, which I'm not a fan of, but it's whatever. And then going down pit road, I sped, which is on me, and so I just decided to come back down again, take some more fuel because thought we were going to be a little bit closer. But yeah, just trying to be as easy on the right front as I can, try and run it as hard as I can on the right rear to try and shift that weight balance. And yeah, I think everyone else was just pushing the whole time instead of trying to save. And that's really the only reason I was able to pass it all during that race.
Yeah, be able to get a second solid place run tonight before we send off on the mate. Any sponsor anything for tonight's second place run?
No, shout out to Steven Maggio for being at the VC with me, and shout out to you guys for broadcasting.
And once again, congrats on your second place finish. We'll see you next week at Homestead.
Thank you. Have a good one.
So that was our second place finisher of Gabriel Dahari, and we have not seen our race winner of Ethan Fonseca Moreno yet in the Discord. So we're gonna wait around for him. Gonna wrap this up here from Las Vegas, but a lot of frustration as you heard there from Gabriel Dahari and Steven Maggio, just struggling behind the dirty air. And I mean, I am kind of happy it is realistic now on the service, but it kind of just shows you especially with a lot of sim racers now, you have the realistic, and it kind of just drives you to kind of really dislike this next gen even more on the service. So it's unfortunate, but it is realistic, and hopefully we can get some real life changes, and also we can change that back up as well in the service. But overall, it was a very good race. I mean, kind of came down to entertaining. It was checking up a lot, but came down to tire wear. David Hari, Steven Maggio, they did put on the show, even though they didn't get the win, but they did put on the show, working their way through the field.
Yeah, I mean, the racing wasn't terrible, but once the tires started to wear out, I think, and you can clearly tell it was kind of just a dirty air fest. But overall, I mean, there was a lot of good racing overall, still, even with the dirty air and with the setup and whatnot. There was still some good racing through the mid-pack and even up front as well. But you could just tell after around 25-30 laps, it was pretty much follow the leader at that point. But overall, I mean, still pretty decent race here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, and Ethan Fonseca Moreno was able to pick up another race win on the season, and he's been very dominant in the races he's run. He's only run this is his 9th race of the season, and he's sitting 6th in the points. So I think he can make the playoff. He's gonna be able to make those playoffs. I think he might be a contender for Jonathan Parker late in this season. So We'll have to see how that plays out for Ethan Fonseca Moreno, but another win on the season for Moreno, and we'll see how he can come back next week in Homestead. We'll see how Homestead kind of plays out next week. But as that is next week, that's the our only show on the docket for the next week here on the Legends Racing Network is the NAOR Cup Series.
Too, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much all of next month. We pretty much only have the NAOR Cup Series, as all the other leagues. Obviously, the Cup Series just wrapped up last night. Superstar Cup wrapping up a little bit ago, but and the Bonfire also wrapping up a few weeks ago. But so pretty much just only NAOR Cup Series coming up next year on the Legends Racing Network. So I have Homestead next Friday night for everybody. For all you amazing viewers out there, we'll be back on the air at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on Friday night at Homestead for the NAOR Cup Series race number 16, the penultimate race of the regular season. So it was definitely a fun one here from Las Vegas here tonight. I'm Brian George alongside my co-host, commentator, and producer of Talent Drake here tonight. We'll see you next time here on the Legends Racing.